So today I basically wanted to run you through just some practice in solving equations. Over the weekend I sat down and just kind of thought about it a little bit and I wanted to come up with just like a one-stop shopping for how to solve an equation. These are basically all the things that you could possibly run into in this class. So you won't need to do all of these steps every single time. It just kind of depends on the setup, but skip over ones that don't apply to the equation you're trying to solve. So first things first, I always look for parentheses. If you see parentheses, you're going to have to distribute to get rid of them. So that's the first thing, just take care of it. Since there's no parentheses in this one, just go on to the next step. Are there any terms that you can combine? Is there more than one occurrence of a variable, either on the left, on the right, maybe one on each side? It kind of just depends on the equation. Again, I don't have anything for number 2 or number 3 here. Number 4, I want my constants on one side, my variables on the other. That's already taken care of. So I'm basically down to the last step here. That's my equation. All I have to do is divide by that coefficient. So divide out anything that's left on your variable. Divide out negative 14 from both sides, and you're going to be left with negative 4. Pretty straightforward. Okay, again, your last step on almost every single equation you're going to solve is going to be to divide by that coefficient if there is one. There may not even be a coefficient. Okay, take it up a little bit here. Now I've got parentheses to worry about. So I'm going to distribute to get rid of those parentheses. Pay attention, the negative out front is going to affect the signs of the numbers inside since you're multiplying. But my left-hand side is going to stay the same, negative 140. So when I distribute in my negative 10, negative 10x plus 50 because they were both negative, okay, that took care of my parentheses. Combining like terms on the left side and the right side, there are no like terms to combine on the left side and right side. Move any variable terms to one side, it's already all on one side. Constant terms. All right, I have a constant term over here with the variable. I need to move that guy. Get rid of it. So I'm looking at negative 190 equals negative 10x. Again, that last step, divide out any coefficient. Divide negative 10, 19 for my x. All right, I moved the words down to the bottom to give myself a little bit more room to work. Now, if you notice, there's more than one set of parentheses, but that doesn't change anything. I still need to distribute to get rid of the parentheses. I'm just going to have to distribute 2 times because I've got 2 sets of parentheses. So when I distribute negative 2, that negative 2, the 68 is going to stay put. That's negative 16n minus 8. Then I'm going to distribute my 4 into my second set of parentheses. 4 minus 20n. All right, that took care of the first thing on my list. I distributed to get rid of the parentheses. Now, I'm going to look at just the left-hand side and then just the right-hand side. Is there anything I can combine on the left-hand side? I've got a single term, so there's nothing to worry about. On the right-hand side, I've got all kinds of different terms. Some of them are alike. I've got a couple of variable terms. I've got a couple of constant terms. I'm going to combine my like terms. So negative 16n and a negative 20n is negative 36n. Negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. Okay, I've got that condensed down to one of my 2-step equations we were talking about. Move any variable terms to one side. I don't have any variable terms to move. They're all together in that negative 36n. I'm going to move my constant term to the other side. I want my variables on one side and my constant terms on the other. So I'm going to add that. It's 72. I'm back to that last step of division. Divide out anything attached to your variable. These can get kind of complex, all kinds of different pieces moving around, but it ultimately comes down to combining terms, getting your variables on one side, your constants on the other, and then dividing by that coefficient that's left over. All right, last one. If you notice, multiple distributions, multiple variables, but ultimately, if I kind of follow these little steps here, it's the same process over and over. Distribute. These are much smaller numbers than the last one. That's nice. I'm going to combine my like terms. And then I've got a nice little two-step equation.